of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Raise that for you, Bill.
Huh?
You want me to raise that for you?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, nope, there's Bill.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Small Greek crowd tonight. Mr. Palmer won't be with us. He's absent. So there's just three of us, just the five of us. Next item, first item on agenda, I'd entertain a motion to approve the agenda as posted by the news media 24 hours in advance.
So moved.
I'll second.
Mr. Mouse, motion by Mr. Blanford, second by Mr. Davies. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next item's the council workshop that is available online. I won't suggest you to me reading it tonight. Next item is public comment. Any public comment tonight? Hearing none, we will move on. No old business, no public hearings. So we'll move on to new business. And we consider a pay estimate number 1 for the Brian Nettleton excavating. Mr. Dunt.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. A letter from Veenstra and Kim, Jason Petersburg, the project manager for the 2024 water main improvements. Enclosed for your review and consideration by the council are 3 original pay copies of pay estimate number 1 for the above subject property. The quantities and values of work completed have been reviewed by city staff and payment is recommended as shown. Provided the city council approves payment at the October 24th council meeting, please have all 3 copies pay estimate signed and returned to his office. So pay estimate number 1 on this project amounts to get on the last pink page. It would be for the work to date as of this, there's more work done as of today, but this is last week, $214,543, and then less 5% retainage, which leaves net amount due this estimate, $203,815.85. Any questions?
What was the total bid on that? Original bid?
502,049, 502,000
No.
is the contract
When are
price.
they gonna have it completed and when's the street gonna be open?
So they're hoping that they'll have the street open by, Jason said Saturday or Sunday, the contractor will open the street, 12th Avenue.
Thank you.
All right, any further discussion on that item? Seeing none, would entertain a motion to approve pay estimate number 1, Brian Nettleman excavation in the amount of $203,815.85.
I'll second.
All right. A motion by Mr. Hodge, second by Mr. Lamos. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next item is the consider a sewer jet church purchase with Bill Kilberg Equipment. Mr. Dunt.
Thank you. This is a quote from Kilberg Equipment out of Preston, Iowa, for a new demo unit tandem axle trailer sewer jetter. This is a quote including an extra Bulldog cutter nozzle, which can be used for root cutting, and as well as a separate Insight Vision Opticam with a 300-foot push camera with an M18 battery adapter. So the price is $99,800 minus a $12,000 discount. The quote is for $87,800, and this is under what we have budgeted. We had them come and demonstrate the model with city staff, and it looks like a good unit and under our budget, so staff recommends we purchase this. Any questions?
What did we budget for it? Do you remember?
100, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
The discount, is that because it's a demo?
that's correct.
So like with our tractor backhoe, we don't get a government discount also?
I don't know that there's a government discount on these. It's just basically what these guys quote the different companies. This is a lot lower than the other
What's
company.
the old sewer jet worth?
Not quite sure, but we have some other things we want to sell. We're proposing that we sell a number of things, and possibly on Blue Wave, a website that a lot of governments use. Local people can bid on them as well, but a good exposure for things like that. So not quite sure of the value, but there's some value there because it runs, so.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions, Mr. Dunt, on the newer sewer jet? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the sewer jet purchase from Kilberg Equipment.
I'll make a motion to purchase a new sewer jet.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Lamos, second by Mr. Davies. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have the approval of claims. I'd entertain a motion to approve claims as submitted by the staff in the amount of $260,317.10.
So moved.
I'll second.
Got a motion by Ms. Griefy, second by Mr. Lamos. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we got ordinance number 404. Now, this is the one where this is the third reading for this ordinance. This is the noise ordinance. And like I said, we've had two now that have passed. Mr. Palmer did create a video to kind of give an idea of the sounds, comparably speaking. We didn't have like the actual units, so we substitute some stuff. So I didn't know if there's anybody that hadn't seen that. I know it's on Facebook. If there's anybody that would like to see it tonight, it's 9 minutes long. If not, we will go ahead and forward with the motion for the
So
ordinance.
moved.
I'll second.
All right. So we have a motion by Ms. Griefy, second by Mr. Lamos, to approve the third and final reading of ordinance 10404. Got it. And this will be a roll call vote. Mr. Hodge?
Aye.
Ms. Griefy?
Aye.
Mr. Davies?
Aye.
Mr. Blanford?
Aye.
Mr. Lamos?
Aye.
And Mr. Palmer is absent. So the ordinance passes on the third reading. Next, we have a resolution 2024-28. This is for the Iowa Public Agent investment trust that we talked about Monday night at the workshop. Mr. Dunt, do you have any additional detail with that?
Nothing in addition. I would just read the title, a resolution authorizing the approval of and participation in a joint powers agreement and declaration of trust for the Iowa Public Agency Investment Trust, authorizing investments through the fixed-term automated investment program of IPATE and authorizing IPATE to designate named depositories. Any questions?
Any questions?
My only comment is
Go ahead.
I did call my fiduciary and asked him about it, and he looked into it, and he backs you 100% wrong.
Oh, good.
So not hearing no further discussion, I would entertain a motion to approve resolution 2024-28.
I move we approve Resolution 2024-28.
Motion by Mr. Davies, second by Mr. Hodge. It's supposed to be a roll call vote. Mr. Blanford,
Aye.
Ms. Griefy,
Aye.
Mr. Hodge,
Aye.
Mr. Lamos,
Aye.
and Mr. Davies.
Aye.
And again, Mr. Palmer is absent. So resolution carries. All right. Moving on, resolution 2024-0, or 29, resolution naming depositories. Mr. Dunt.
Thank you, Mayor. So, given that we just approved a resolution agreeing to potentially do business with another depository, we now have to approve a resolution naming depositories to add IPATE to that. So be it resolved that the City of Hampton, City Council, Hampton, Iowa, and Franklin County approves the following list of financial institutions to be depositories for the City of Hampton, Iowa, and funds in conformance with all applicable provisions of Iowa Code 452 and 453. City manager hereby authorized to deposit city funds in the amounts not to exceed the maximum approved for each respective financial institution as set out below. So we have First Bank, First Security Bank, IPATE, and United Bank and Trust. And then we've just got the same maximum amounts of $7 million. That's the maximum. That amount fluctuates between each entity depending on what CD is where and what investments where. So this needs to be approved so we're in compliance, and our auditor sees that we're in compliance. So any questions?
I have a question. You know, they say that bank deposits are insured to, what, 200,000?
Yeah.
So if we have 7 million in there, what's
So there's a provision in state code that municipalities and other local governments, counties, cities, we are not capped at, they're not capped at the 200. It's backed fully by the state of Iowa.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for Mr. Dunt? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to approve resolution 2024-29.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Blanford,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Lamos. Again, this will be a roll call vote. Mr. Lamos?
Aye.
Mr. Davies?
Aye.
Mr. Blanford?
Aye.
Mr. Hodge?
Aye.
Ms. Griefy?
Aye.
And again, Mr. Palmer is out of habit, not here. So resolution is approved. Okay, next item, we got the consent agenda, and that's approving the previous minutes from the Thursday, October 10th, 2024 regular session. Reschedule the new next regular session for Thursday, November 14th, 2024 at 6 o'clock at the City Campbell Chambers. I have a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Griefy,
Second.
second by Mr. Blampers. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. That brings us to our staff reports. Chief Morrison.
Yeah, I was just going to update you a little bit on the hiring process. We have 5 applicants, and we're looking to start at test dates for those applicants. I'm hoping to get a few more in. They have been coming in a little slower than I would like. So as soon as we get a few more in, I will set up the test date and interview. We can hopefully get somebody hired in the near future. We had court on one nuisance today at 319 3rd Avenue Southwest. A cleanup order was issued for that property, so we will work with Public Works to get that taken care of. We wrote an additional 12 nuisances today that aren't on today's list because the list was done before because the secretary was gone today. So there's also some that have been cleaned up off the list today also. We will have the proposed new dog ordinance ready to go for the next workshop, we hope. That's with the microchipping added. We are working with the library to do craze training for them. Again, that's civilian response to active shooter events. They asked that we give that to them and along with the other Franklin County libraries, so we're working on dates to get that set up. Other than that, that's all I have. If there's questions. Go ahead, Bill.
Questions?
319, is there a vehicle sitting in back of that house?
Yep, that's what it's for.
Okay.
And then Public Works Director has a nuisance also on that property. They both went to court today.
Some of these are open over a month. Is that waiting
Yep.
for court?
No, some of those got clean. Some of them are. Some of them have been cleaned up and are not checked off. They're checked off over here. I had the guys go through them today actually, and I gave them till Monday to get any of the old ones either written, municipals, closed, some form of status because they are on there too long.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Mark, did I miss something? Is somebody retiring or are we adding an officer?
No, Al Brandt retired,
Okay.
so we're just filling his spot.
Any other questions for Chief Morrison? Once. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Tar.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll just touch upon that water main project a little bit. I was up measuring the final quantities for paving. There is a little bit of sidewalk left to do, I believe, tomorrow, and one more street patch. So there are hopes to have that traffic control all pulled, hopefully over the weekend sometime, at least by Monday morning. And that's gone really well. So looking real forward to seeing what the final numbers come in at. I think they're going to be good. The had court appearances today, the 319 property that you just alluded to. I won in court on that. However, that was a roof and siding. They were fined, of course, and then we would typically we'll get our order in the next few days to see what the rest of it. What I requested, however, was I want to get on the inside of the property to assure that if any repairs are done to it, is it really worth that? Because it's my understanding with some other reports that I've had recently that the interior is way far gone compared to the exterior.
Someone living there?
They are. It's owner occupied, but it is not in good shape whatsoever, and from what I'm hearing. So, and I want to verify that by inspecting it before we would go through any other procedures or proceedings with it yet. And then 114 2nd Street Northeast, that was just a simple mowing infraction. They were found guilty and fined their $310. And then, of course, next week I have district court for a 657A for 202 3rd Avenue Northeast. Looking forward for that. Hopefully they made contact and the advocate attorney will be there for that side of things so we can get this thing rolling. Stump removal project bids were received here at City Hall and awarded to Arbor Monkeys from Story City, Iowa. 105 stumps, and I believe their lump sum bid was approximately $9,500, so that wasn't too bad. And the tree removal projects that we have in the cemetery and on the right-of-way for trees, I'm still working to try to get the maps done and get a bid packet together for those. I want to be very accurate with these, and especially when we have out-of-town companies that are bidding on these, the mapping has to be very accurate, and as you're well aware, we don't want them taking out any good trees, but we are marking them with caution tape and with spray paint, and I just want to make sure we're not missing anything, because that's going to be a very large project in the cemetery. So we're just trying to be very thorough and accurate with that. The boulevard trees, those are going to be fairly easy to get that packet ready and get that out real soon. So I'd imagine in the next week or two getting that out. And we've been working on them a while, but there's still a little more to do. Street sweeper parts for the new street sweeper, we have them ordered. Well, should be getting those anytime. So anyway, I'm hoping to get that in operation next week already. So that'd be great. The North Highway 65 sidewalk project's well underway. I think the guys got 1/3 of that poured today. That went well. So the, weather permitting, hopefully within another week and a half, 2 weeks, we'll have that buttoned up. Just in time for winter prep and getting the snow removal equipment ready to go, making sure sand and salt supplies are where they need to be, and just getting some of those items taken care of, get the street sweeping taken care of, check alleys again, and get some of that work completed. And then, of course, we're going to be, I think, working on some nuisance abatement stuff yet, too, with staff. A band shell sidewalk repairs and the arbor footings installations are complete. We advised we were going to assist REC with that, and that went really well. So that's actually ready to go. So I believe next week they can start doing the work that they wanted to propose to do. But the footings went in really good, and I think it was a good plan. And then Susie Kniffel earlier this week talked about the dirt work up next to the foundation of the library. I know the guy's been working on that this week already as well. Other than that, any questions or concerns? Yes, sir.
What are the plans are closing the compost site?
Typically, that is like right around December 1st, if the weather holds. It's always going to be weather permitting as to how far out we go, but yeah, December 1st is typically, if everything goes well, we'll be closed that week.
Do you have adjusted hours on that? You know, because the
We do
time
for
change-
daylight savings. Yep, yeah, actually with daylight savings, then we'll be 5:30 closing instead of 6:30.
Okay.
If there isn't any state burn ban, when can we start burning?
Typically November 1st.
That's
Right.
what I thought.
Yeah.
The month of November, I think, is what you guys usually promote, but if there's a burn ban, then yeah,
Yeah, right. I
what can do.
When we get towards the end of the year, are you gonna leave some compost there for next year?
Yeah,
It's
that'll
all,
be.
it's all gone.
Yep, it is. Yep. No, I anticipate leaving that whole pile there for this next go around.
Monday, I was asking you about rental inspections. That's every 5 years.
Yes, sir.
So you can inspect them if someone complains, can't you?
Correct, yes. If someone comes in and fills out a written formal complaint, absolutely.
Not a verbal complaint?
No, verbal complaint won't cut it because I will need to take that into court with me.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions for Mr. Tar? You're not hearing any. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Dunt?
Thank you. I attended the FCDA board meeting this morning. We heard a presentation from Nyack Papa John Center counselor John Rosendahl on the Venture School program and other offerings of the center. Mary updated the board on her activities and meetings. And then this week attended a joint program of the Rotary in Kiwanis where the Nyack president spoke and gave an update on the Nyack Student Training Center construction, and I guess it's due to it being funded in a large part by a federal grant, it's getting pushed back due to the red tape of this federal grant, but, I mean, it's going to get built. It's just, they wanted to start construction this fall, and that's not going to happen, so hopefully it will start next year. The Iowa Rural Housing Assessment Grant, of course, as you know, we received, and I've been receiving information and emails and things to work on for Iowa State University Extension. They have a workbook that me and Doug had to complete, reviewing all the documents that we're going to be utilizing through the process. There's going to be a community housing survey associated with this process. It's going to be an electronic survey with, I think, 20 questions, strictly limited to housing questions. That's going to help them get some feedback from the public on what the needs are from a public's perspective. That I look for that to be released through social media in, I'm thinking, a few weeks. I don't know for sure, but should be soon. So we'll widely publicize that, and hopefully we'll have good response. Communicating with engineers on the street project, water main project, water plant project. Worked on the IPATE council proceedings, resolution naming depositories, working with public financial management on the data collection that they need to complete the modeling. Working with Doug on zoning matters and lining up ISG consultant to present their report on the pharmacy property to the council soon. Hopefully at the next workshop, we will have a presentation from them. And then met with Representative Shannon Latham this morning and voiced my concerns with further property tax reforms that are being talked about as the #1 priority at the State House for the next session, and potential impacts on Hampton that those would have. And somebody mentioned the burn ban, so I anticipate that November 1st, the burn ban would be lifted. However, I'm going to wait to announce that as we get closer to make sure that there's no countywide burn ban or anything like that. So probably be next Wednesday or so when I'll announce that. We'll push it out on social media and radio and newspaper. And so that's all I have, unless anybody has any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Dunt?
Thank you.
Not hearing any. Thank you. Go to our council reports. Let's start over here with Mr. Hodge.
I really don't have anything. I just hope everybody out there in our huge audience knows I've got my favorite school colors on today. Sure hope they get beat again Saturday. That's all.
Thank you. Ms. Griefy.
I coordinated my notes with your outfit.
I see that.
I attended the LaLuce dinner. Thank you for inviting me, Jim. It was, I can't believe everybody wasn't there. The food was delicious. It was free. The entertainment was wonderful. Those high school kids, they blew me away. I did a walkabout with the ISU Extension Office Tuesday, and the purpose was to seek barriers to pedestrian mobility in our community. And we walked from the ISU office out to the hospital. We took 2 different routes. We broke up into teams. We took the route as far as we could to the end of the sidewalk, believe it or not, on Highway 3, and then you can turn into the neighborhood and catch the footpath or the bike trail from there out. The other option was to continue along the side of the highway in the gravel and over the bridge, and that was scary, very scary. Things that we found, number 1 was sidewalks. I invite anybody to walk the sidewalks along Highway 3 and check it out. They're horrendous. Not through the fault of the city. I'm not saying that. And I'm not going to jump on my high horse about getting new sidewalks in. But sidewalks are important. And I talked about that before. They increase property value, they increase accessibility, and attractiveness of the community. So I really think it's something we should be thinking about and considering, because you just got to walk along there and see how bad the sidewalks are. They're horrible. And I can look at it from a perspective of my granddaughter, who is wheelchair bound. There's no way she could navigate that. Number two, obstacle were motorists. Very thoughtless about pedestrians. When we're walking on the highway, the shoulder of the highway, they don't slow down, they don't pull over a little bit to give you extra space, especially going across that bridge. Again, there's really no walk space there, and it was scary. When you're in the crosswalk, they don't heed, they don't yield to you, they don't understand that we have the right-of-way. And then the third thing was there is a lack of painted crosswalks at the junction of Highway 3 and Highway 65. They're not painted on the pavement. Anyway, those are the three things that we found that stood out most to us. And this is just a study that they're doing. They're not getting grant money to put in sidewalks or anything like that. But Halloween Howl is this weekend, is Saturday. We have lots going on. They had to cancel the chili cook-off for lack of participants. But we still have, the streets will be closed off. There'll still be trick-or-treating. There'll be trunk-or-treating. There'll be photo ops with Jack Skellington and the Windsor Haunted House, which this is the 10th year for that, the Haunted House.
10th or 11th.
Yeah. And then I'm going to celebrate Christmas this weekend with my family. We go out to Country Heritage, which is a wonderful asset for our community. We take it over for the whole weekend, and we call it the Nightmare Before Christmas. That's all I got. Oh, and I get to meet my second great-grandson this weekend.
Perfect. Thank you. Mr. Lamos.
No comment.
All right, Mr. Blanford.
Well, I just want to remind everybody, we got the time change coming up November 3rd, so just keep in mind with the kids' sports, it's going to be dark. I don't know if they're going to be all that lucky to wear bright colors there like the mayor, but just keep in mind for that type of stuff, because people will be getting off work and it'll be dark, and just be respectful. Another thing is, you know, with the time change, the farmers are still working them long hours with tillage equipment. I know that moving anhydrous tanks, it's kind of slow right now because they're waiting for moisture to come in the ground, but as soon as we get some rain, they're going to be going hard and heavy, so you'll be seeing those going down the roads with flashers on them. They may not necessarily have turn signals, so make sure you kind of leave yourself a little bit of room and don't try to pass them in a no passing zone, and pay attention. And I believe it's opening pheasant season this weekend, isn't it? So if you have people hear a bunch of shots, it's not anything going on in town. It might be on the outskirts of town. If the wind's blowing, it might travel the sound in. So good luck with all the hunters out there. That's all I got.
All right, thank you. Mr. Davies.
Well, just to add to what Jerry said, Ballet Des Moines was here this week, and they gave a presentation demonstration at the Windsor Theater, and then met with the schools, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th grade. But, you know, that's a real big deal. That's the first time a professional ballet troupe has been in Franklin County, let alone in Hampton. And I just have to thank Leon Keener for that. He really put everything together, getting the grant money, because it costs $11,000 to bring them up here. And we covered that pretty much with all grant money. And it was just an excellent, excellent experience, and it was pretty neat. They wanted to come up here, and then and Leon made it happen. So that was really a good plus for Hampton and Franklin County. And to add to the Halloween Howl, the Family Focus Group is going to be giving away glow necklaces and Tootsie Pops in front of the Windsor Theater too. But yeah, the 11th year, that it's really going to be something else, I think, the Haunted Theater, and it's all free. Can go through, I think we're anticipating at least 500 kids will probably go through this year. So that whole project downtown, the Halloween Howl, is just a really fantastic opportunity for the community also. And then finally, with the chamber director leaving, just want to let everyone know, you know, the committees are still working. The design committee, which I'm a member of, we're meeting this next Wednesday at 12:15, and that committee oversees the distribution of the money that the city gives in a grant program. But just, I think it's unfortunate that we lost Bill, but hopefully we're still the chamber is still in business. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. From my report, I just got a couple of quick items, and a couple of you I've already touched on them. First thing I'd like to bring up is Brent's Repair out here has moved into town from his place north of town. He's got his new building and a new signing, and it looks great coming into town. It just, instead of just having our empty lot, we've actually got somebody there with some vehicles, and I actually got my oil changed the other day. So, but it's good. It's good to see the businesses and the things, especially along the corridor, you know, looking good. Howling Howl, I can't even say it. Saturday, I'll be up there hanging out. Probably it's something like this, you know, because I don't want somebody to run into me. So I just say, be safe, have fun, you know, enjoy it. That's a great thing that we put on here in Hampton. And then trick or so I gotta say it again, trick or treat. I just want to make sure that some of the construction's going to be wrapping up, but there's still going to be some down there. I know the north end of town where I'm at gets a lot of people, and we get van loads and truck loads, and you know, just watch for the kids, watch for the any traffic control that's out there, that we don't. I will be in this on North Federal too, so you can't miss me. I will have a whistle with me, so just in case anybody gets out of hand. But again, be safe, have fun, watch for the kids, you know, and just, it's their night. Let's just make sure we don't have any unfortunate accidents. And other than that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the regular session.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Blanford,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Lamos. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you. It's just in time.